Bethesda is washed up. Yeah, seems pretty accurate, right?
Picture this. Back in the day, you are on top of the gaming world. No one can touch you in terms of the quality of your games. Everyone loves you because they know that you as a company can deliver, and they buy into that every single time. Fallout 3 dropping in 2008 like a nuke of wonder. Skyrim in 2011 rewriting what open worlds could truly be. Bethesda
Yeah, a time a long, long ago when the dinosaurs still walked the earth. It was a different time, and it was definitely a better time. Now Bethesda truly is just a shadow of it once was.
was untouchable. The kings of immersion, you could say, for the time. Fast forward to now and we've got Fallout 76 and Starfield. Wow, what the hell actually happened?
I don't know what's honestly more disappointing. 76 at least was funny in the way it was disappointing, but Starfield was just disappointment on disappointment.
Downgrading quality of Bethesda's games over the years has been nothing short of, well, crazy. There are so many factors to why this has actually happened, and in today's video I'm going to be looking a bit more into them. Poor writing that's lost his soul, an outdated game engine creaking under the weight of ambition, and a greed so thick it's choked out the magic of what once was at Bethesda. If you are a fan of gaming videos or Bethesda videos in general, I seem to make a lot of them, please be sure to consider subscribing. I do post weekly videos which I'm sure you will really enjoy. But anyway, let's get into Bethesda's colossal downgrade.
What is that?
I'm not sure about you guys, but for me the good old days were Fallout 3 in 2008 and Skyrim in 2011. Now, I didn't particularly play these games at the time of 2008 and 2011. I'd be a bit young to understand them then, but for me those were the two pinnacle games of Bethesda.
Well, I did play Skyrim when it came out. I missed 3 a little bit.
Era. Definitely the games that I enjoyed the most from them, although I did have a lot of fun on Elder Scrolls Online with friends. These weren't just games, I really think they were seismic shifts, worlds so rich that you could just lose weeks in them. This was truly Bethesda at their peak in my opinion, before the wheels fell off. Fallout 3 hit like a nuke to the chest, Bethesda's very first swing at the Fallout franchise, and well, they really nailed it. Sure, their writing wasn't ever their crown jewel. Liam Neeson's Find Me Dad quest was as straight as an arrow.
Oh my god, the ending of Fallout, again, there is no defense that you can give Fallout 3's story. If you enjoyed going through the map, that's one thing. But if you're gonna tell me the writing was peak, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna question your IQ. Okay, I'm gonna say that there's a bigger chance that you can get permanent government living funding because of how low you're gonna score in the IQ test than than you are even halfway fucking right. Okay, listen. It's your destiny to die in the irradiated chamber, buddy. That's pretty much the story of Fallout 3. It's hilariously stupid.
But I suppose it had some soul. An ending? Sacrifice yourself or send Leons in? Sure, it was flawed, but it really sticks with you after the game. It wasn't perfect by any means, sure.
Nah, that doesn't even stick to you after the game. It's like, well, what are we talking about here, boys?
But it was raw, gritty, and for me, really unforgettable. Bethesda's wasteland wonderland, I like to think of it as. It is a game, however, I will never replay again, just purely because of the magic of playing it that very first time. I wouldn't want to go ahead and ruin my first time experience and the memories I have of it, if you know what I mean. However, a game that Bethesda released that you can absolutely play as many times as you want in my opinion was Skyrim. Skyrim dropped in 2011. Surely you can consider it a cultural tsunami that just swept us all away. The Nord vibe was just pure magic that snow-capped.
True, a lot of people loved it, a lot. The people who especially enjoyed mods loved it effectively forever, because at this point most people who mod this game are playing a different game. This is no longer Skyrim, this is Dance Dance Revolution Dark Vader versus Luke Skywalker Dream scenario. More of a game than Skyrim, but you know, it still has its upsides.
Peaks, for example, the ancient ruins, a sky lit by auras. Writing, again, wasn't their best, but let's be real, Alduin's Eat the World gig was just a very cardboard-esque villain. Yet there was some
cardboard. This doesn't even cover it, okay? Listen. this is the story. Technically, actually, even though we complain a lot about the story of Starfield, it is technically the absolute magnum opus that Bethesda have themselves done in any game, because there's at least a fucking story. Fallout 3 is your destiny is to die in a re-irradiated chamber because reasons, and your dad does stuff, I guess, and people fight for no reason. After that, after that, you have Skyrim, where the story is congratulations, you're a dragonborn. You eat souls of dragons. Very cool. Now go to these people who are irrelevant, are not gonna really help you or do anything useful, but go to them because there's your training arc right there, I guess. And your primary antagonist is a dragon that wants to destroy the world because reasons, I guess. Not sure what reasons? Not even sure why other dragons would be kinda okay with the idea that this dragon is gonna destroy the world, aka the place where you live in. But I guess there you go. What a great storyline.
Something about this game that just didn't make you care about that. It was just so immersive and so great. Skyrim was truly magical. Not flawless, but a juggernaut that really defined a decade, from the arrow to the knee memes to modders just remaking it to this day. But I'm sure you know plenty about both of those games. In my opinion, they were truly Bethesda's glory days. Bugs, yeah, they had them. NPCs flying into orbit, quests just glitching out, but the charm for me drowned it out. Writing wasn't always deep, especially Skyrim's, but the worlds truly carried it, delivering that raw, unfiltered joy that we would really kill for now. This was Bethesda before the greed, before the rot, a time where they built legends, not letdowns. So, these golden days really had us hooked. Bethesda could do no wrong, right? Wrong, obviously, because fast forward to 2015 and Fallout 4 rolls out. The first real whiff of trouble, in my opinion. The moment of downhill really does kick off here. It's not a
Well, Fallout 4 at least had a story that kinda almost mattered.
total train wreck yet. The world still got that Bethesda pull, but the cracks really are there for me. The writing is slipping beyond lows I thought were possible, priorities are shifting, and
This is just, I was a child when I played Fallout 3, and so I think it's good, okay? This is what it is. Because Fallout 4's story is not perfect, but Fallout 4's story is literally miles better than anything in Fallout 3 or in Skyrim. This is not even arguable. Okay? It's not even arguable. There is no way to argue this point. Because Fallout 4 actually has a story. True, the story is, oh, well, I now need to get my dad. Oh, wait, no, my child back this time, I guess. But, I mean, at least there twists and turns. Your child's a grown-ass man with visible retardation, I guess. But, give and take relationships. And then he tells you, like, okay, dad, let's not have a real relationship. Let's just do random things now. And you're like, cool, son. Okay, it's not the greatest, but at least there is a story. At least there's somewhat of a story there. Okay?
and the magic that carried Skyrim just starts to flicker. This is where the downgrade begins to creep in, and it's a slow burn that sets the stage for the mess to come. Fallout 4 drops you into the Commonwealth. Boston's a wrecked beauty. It's got a lot of potential in all fairness. You're a vault dweller, spouse gunned down, kid snatched. It's a setup screaming for emotional heft. But in my opinion, the writing just fumbles it hard. The Sean hunt is the backbone of this game. Find your son, unravel the Institute's secrets, but it's just a straight shot with no soul. Sean's reveal as the father, the big twist, no slow build, no gut punch, just a surprise. It just felt unlanded, like a deflated balloon, if you know what I mean. Compare that to other games like...
Well, to be fair, it actually kind of was landed, because through trying to find him, you understood it. Wait a minute, how much actual fucking time has passed? Well, how much time has passed? This seems kind of wild.
like The Witcher 3 that come out the same year. Geralt's Hunt for Ciri weaves loss, love, and twists that really do stick with you. Fallout 4's story is a checklist. Go here, kill this.
Okay, you can't compare The Witcher to Fallout 4, okay? I didn't say Fallout 4 is good writing, I said at least it has a fucking story compared to any other Bethesda game.
Find that, no depth to chew on whatsoever. Dialogue is really where it stings. The four-wheel option, yes, no, maybe, or sarcasm. It is a downgrade from Fallout 3's branching chats. Pick what you want, the outcome is the same 90% of the time. As well as that, the gameplay shifted too. Settlement.
That was the worst part of Fallout 4, to be completely honest, okay? The options, the non-existent existentiation of the options, but your yes no actually did have consequences. There were some cool moments. They actually did at least implement some roleplay elements, unlike 76, where they literally decide, you know what, making NPCs costs money. Let's just fucking not. Okay? Big suck, I know. But the reality is, it's like, okay, at least your yes and no options had consequences. There were some situations where stuff changed, you know? If you were good, this is how I played through the first time. If you were in a good standing with the Minutemen, aka high rank, or the whatever the hell they're called, the chief is called, you know, I guess main settlement savior or whatever you want to say, you know, you had that. And if you did the main story while being the main guy, you actually had, for the Institute, for example, you actually had some chances to be like, at one farmhouse, the Minutemen were there and the Institute was there, and you meet the Minutemen, you go with the Institute there, and you're like, oh, the Minutemen are there, and you can just go up to the Minutemen and be like, what's up, baby boy? Look at these kahookas. I am the boss of the Minutemen, by the way. And see those Institute people behind me? Skedaddle. Now, admittedly, they never really did anything to improve upon that, because it would have been cool if that actually gave you an unlock option for playing the game as, hey, turns out the Minutemen are actually working for the Institute because you're the leader of the Minutemen, but you are actually in favor of the Institute or something like that. That would have been cool. Never happened, but there were at least situations like that where your choices affected how things went. Okay? There's never something like that in Skyrim. There's never really anything like that in Fallout 3. Okay?
Building is just a new toy. It's a double-edged sword as well. Hours crafting sanctuary, scrapping junk for turrets. It's a sandbox flex, and some really enjoyed it, to be fair, but it is a time sink that snaps the story focus. Fallout 4 really leaned hard on these systems. Build, loop, repeat, while the writing took a back seat. A really poor substitute in my opinion. But after Fallout 4, we really hit a detonation point. Fallout 76 in 2018. Bethesda's greed bomb that blew their golden legacy to bits. This wasn't just a misstep, it was a full-on implosion, a multiplayer cash grab so blatant it's the poster child for their colossal downgrade in my opinion. Poor writing, a creaky engine, and shameless profiteering.
Bro, what writing, okay? I dare you tell me that there's writing in Fallout 76. One of the reasons why this game was so bad that I need to remind everyone, this game came out without NPCs. Yeah, this game literally existed for 2 or something years without any NPCs that you could interact with. You know, you were literally playing a game where you were alone, okay? You were constantly depressed. Playing this game was like, okay, this is like some kind of psychopath test. Can you just survive in a world alone because it's depressing and boring? You know, and then they added shit, and that doesn't, it's still really bad, okay? And the bugs, oh man, every time. Your movement speed being tied to FPS, so you could sprint through the whole map if you just look down, because that increased your movement speed. The bugs spawning in Fallout 4 assets into Fallout 76. Bethesda banning people and telling them, we're gonna ban you if you tell how you cheated. Oh, and write an essay about how you cheated. It was pathetic, okay? You could not play Fallout 76 at the launch of the game because I was there, okay? I was there. I was a victim, you could say. You could not play the shitty game for 30 seconds without encountering a literal game-breaking bug that completely took you out of it. I'm not joking. Literally. Roughly every 30 to 1 seconds to 1 minute, you encountered something that completely ruined everything. Something shooting through walls, something's bugging out, a dog has a long neck T-posing, something just doesn't fucking work. It was horror.
Collided here. Launch day itself was a disaster. The map just felt like a hollow shell of the Fallout world. Writing? What writing? You're chasing overseer logs and robot chatter. Collect 10 holotapes. Kill 20 scorched. Radiant quests on repeat with no soul. Sure, you can consider it to be an online game, but can you not incorporate a half-decent story or purpose towards your quests just because it's online? That's even if you got around to doing the quests, because half the time servers would just crash. Enemies would T-pose like mannequins. Duping plugs literally let players hoard nukes. Frame rates tanked in scorched earth events as well. There was so much wrong with this game, and you thought they would understand how to make an online game after making The Elder Scrolls 6, which does have its flaws as well. And for the greed, oh my goodness. Microtransactions via the Atom Shop hit day one. $12 for a power armor skin, $7 for a fridge to store junk in a game about scavenging. Fallout.
Oh no, this is not even the real story, okay? It did take them a little bit of while before they implemented the fridge. The fridge was kind of on the fritz because people were like, okay, yeah, this is a cosmetic, but it actually does improve how long your food lasts, which technically makes it pay to win. But this is the real story of Bethesda's paid cash shop here. Bethesda said, we're not going to add any pay to win after the fridge incident because people weren't happy about that. And they said, relax, boys, we're not going to add anything. Literally, not even joking, one day after they do an announcement that there's not going to be any pay to win because the fridge was too much, they add more pay to win. I'm not kidding. One day, less than 24 hours after they say there's not going to be any pay to win, relax, they added literal pay to win. It was some kind of scrap or something that you could buy like med kits for real money. It was hilarious. Not even 24 hours after saying it's not going to be pay to win. And after that, you know, because this keeps on, because it's Bethesda we're talking about, right? After that, they say, like, okay, our bad, relax, there's not going to be anything else, and they add more. They add fucking more. I can't. It is one of the funniest things that has ever happened. They literally say 2 times we're not gonna add pay to win any longer. Bam, 24 hours pay to win. Bam, like a couple of days out with more pay to win.
A game about scavenging. Fallout First, a $100 a year sub, locks private servers and unlimited scrap storage behind a paywall. Skyrim sold us a world. Fallout 76 sells us convenience for a world that barely works. And then you have the Microsoft 2021 buyout, and that looms here as well. 76 was their test balloon for a live service cash grab, not a love letter to Fallout. Every update, Steel Dawn, Expeditions, drip.
Oh, and 76 actually has ruined Fallout also to a degree. Okay, the Fallout TV show wasn't the true thing that ruined the Fallout lore. It was 76. Because if you play 76 now, you are gonna find out that this is no longer survival in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. This is more like, oh, look, it's the mythos of Cthulhu or some shit. Everything in Fallout 76 has some kind of mystique eldritch shit attached to it nowadays. This is no longer kill super mutants. This is no longer try to survive the post-apocalypse. This is now like, oh, there's a cultists from an evil god that we need to stop. Oh, some kind of eldritch demon is out and about and doing things. It's fucking stupid.
with monetization, not magic. But if you really want to know the final nail in the coffin for Bethesda's magic going lost, then look no further than Starfield. Released in 2023, this was really the moment for me where I just thought Bethesda had lost it all. Like, there's no way this is a Bethesda game. But it was. And it was so bad.
Oh, it
Bethesda's
was so
shiny
bad,
new
yeah.
IP that was supposed to blast and black into glory. But
And people attacked me. People attacked me when I was reacting to the trailers and said, this looks like shit. In the 0.5% seconds of gameplay that they show here, I can already tell either the enemies die from one shot for some reason, or they're a fucking damage sponge. And what do you know? I was right about almost literally everything I said about this game that looks bad. The graphics, the layout, the design, the RNG shit, the crafting, the talents, everything. Everything was just bad, okay? I pretty much called everything, and people were like pissed at me at the start before Fallout dropped. Like, no, it's gonna be great. You just don't understand. Who's laughing now, shitlords? That's right, me.
But instead, it was a cosmic collapse. A supernova of disappointment that seals their colossal downgrade. Billed as Skyrim in space, it was promised as a galaxy of wonder after the wreckage of Fallout 76. What did we get? A solar slog. The writing just went to abysmal levels in this game, to a point where I couldn't think they
The writing is not existential.
get this low. A fetch quest throughout space with the Constellation chasing artifacts. Wow, how immersive, how fun.
You know what was the conclusion of this? Nothing. Okay, so let me explain how bad Starfield's writing is. Right. So there's this magical thing called a Terrormorph. It's the apex predator of the universe. A couple of these bad boys literally can destroy a colony. Not that it matters, because every main city in this game is literally 3 fucking enterable houses, and that's pretty much it. But I digress. Terrormorph. We were at that. So, the Terrormorphs, turns out they come from space leeches, which is stupid, and no one actually cares. How the fuck no one figured out the connection there? Don't exactly know, even though it's kind of plainly obvious right in front of everyone, but that's not the big issue here. The big issue is the Terrormorph threat and the fact that turns out these apex predators had another apex predator that hunted them. So Terrormorphs are these big, fast, aggressive moving things that can scale walls and do other shit like that, right? And they had an apex predator. Now, what do you think the apex predator of something that's literally a xenomorph on fucking super steroids would be like? If your answer was pretty much what you see right here, a slow-moving creature with 4 legs that can't even use them to attack, with a small tail and a big head, then yes, that is the apex predator of the Terrormorph somehow. And we, turns out, killed this creature throughout every planet, because for some reason it also lived on every fucking planet, and humanity just killed it on every planet or something like that. But now you can genetically bring it back. And now this slow-moving thing that barely threatens you is gonna kill the Terrormorphs or keep them in check or something. Yeah. Oh boy.
The crew, Sarah Morgan, Sam Coe, they did tease depth at first, you know. Sarah's an ex-grizzled soldier, Sam's a cowboy with a kid, but they're just so static. Sarah's a talking head who
They're all boring, and all of them have the same personality. All of them are good, you can't do anything bad.
At your loot, and after you do romance, it offers you nothing but a cheeky line after you sleep. Factions like the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective do hint at politics, control versus freedom, but it's a surface level
No, they don't.
mush. No New Vegas bite where the NRC and the Legion clashed with their real ideology. With Starfield, there was a load screen every 5 minutes. Ship to planet.
On average, you needed 5 loading screens to get to a destination. Okay, this is how it went. The average person. So you get a quest, so you need to get off planet, which is a loading screen. But before that, you need to get in your ship, which is a loading screen. Then you need to get in your ship, which is a loading screen. And after that, you need to pick a destination, which is another loading screen. Then you appear at the space of the planet that you wanted to travel in, and then you need to go through another loading screen to get to the planet. And then after that, you need to get out of the ship, which is another loading screen. And after that, you're on the planet, which is probably gonna take you 10 seconds of walking until you need to enter a building, which is another loading screen. Have fun. Have fucking fun.
Planet to base, base to bathroom. Over 1,000 planets, they bragged. Most are barren rocks with copy and paste outposts that are artificially generated. Fallout 76 has...
Yep. On average, you need the normal person, I would say, on average, probably needs to enter 3 random generated places of the same kind, and they will already notice. Oh wait, this is just a copy paste of previous assets, because the tiles. There's not enough tiles to actually make this work. Every interior that is a random generated place has a certain tile set amount. And for example, when you enter your second cave, you're already going to be like have a slight feeling of deja vu. But by the time you enter your third cave, you're going to be like, oh, this is literally just the first and second cave. Got it. Got it. It's the same. It's just there's a bend here instead of there. It's shit.
Had laggy scorch beasts. Starfield has ships clipping through stations, NPCs phasing out mid-chat, and UI clunkier than pre-raw terminal. If you went ahead and contrasted a game like No Man's Sky, procedural worlds teeming with life, seamless landings, Bethesda shipped a creaky relic stretched beyond its orbit. Can you imagine if they go ahead and release Elder Scrolls 6 in a state like this? However, there is one factor in Bethesda for me that deserves an entire section, and that is the writing. I'll just cut to the core of Bethesda's downgrade, the poor writing, the soul drain that's bled their games dry. Back in the old days, I'd like to think Fallout 3 and Skyrim had their charms, quirks, and a spark that kept us hooked even when the scripts weren't gold. However, I can't apply this same excuse for Starfield because there is just no charm there whatsoever. When we look back at a game like Fallout 3,
to be fair, Starfield is the exact same charm as Fallout 3 or Skyrim. It's just the fact that Starfield doesn't have any of the things that you liked about Fallout 3 and Skyrim, aka the exploration and shit. In Starfield, you have literally nothing better to do than just the main quest line, because that's the only thing that maybe is even slightly interesting. And that is a stark contrast to the previous games, because in every previous game, Bethesda was like this. Here's a marker. Go do it, boy. And you're like, okay, and congratulations, you're on the opposite side of the map because reasons now. But that doesn't happen in Starfield. It's impossible to find anything to do on the side. It's either you're intentionally doing that, which is kind of bad for a Bethesda game, or I forgot what I was gonna say, so we're gonna keep on moving here. Anyway, all you need to know about Bethesda and Elder Scrolls 6 is the fact that the person who made Starfield, the person who wrote all of this, is now working on Elder Scrolls 6, and he went on two separate Twitter tirades about how genius of a writer he is and how fucking stupid all of us are for not liking his genius writing. So I think that's it. I think that is pretty much all she honestly wrote. Goated Sign Row. 10 out of 10. Bye.